It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. We'll watch the Phoenix Suns in this one as they go up against the Sacramento Kings. Well, for Sacramento, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so. Just one win in 5 games. And taking the floor tonight, someone with a traditional postgame who can also shoot with great range, DeAndre Ayton. Shaq, your thoughts?
I watched this guy play in college, 7-footer with a 7'5" wingspan. Not fast necessarily, but agile, fluid, highly skilled.
What more could you want?
What more could you want?
Well, accurate shooter from the field and the free throw line. This guy moves his feet well enough to switch defensively. I love his game.
And now with the tip coming up shortly, time to send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
It's an all-Western Conference matchup, and today's game is the Kings coming to town for this one. Welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony as well as Brent Barry. And we'll be catching up a bit from the sideline with David Aldridge. They'll play this one here in Phoenix before the Suns head back out on the road. They come into this one very confident. They feel like this is a game they should win against a team that struggled. We'll see if they can take care of business.
And seeing where the Suns are, if the season were to end today, they'd find themselves right in the playoff hunt. That's some serious progress for a team that struggled so much of last year.
Tonight, two teams that like to slow it down a little bit, playing that half-court ball. Brent, we don't get to see that as often as we kind of have in the past.
Well, and that's okay, Kevin, because coaches who have a roster that's full of guys who they feel like physically can take advantage of defenses wearing down, or they're looking at their opponent as somebody who's not really patient defensively and wants to play through a 24-second possession. Then if you slow it down, you might have more opportunities for post-ups, cuts, and late baskets because of defensive breakdown.
Coaches knowing what they've got to work with.
Well, you got to know your personnel.
Yep. All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. On the court for Sacramento. Down low, it's Bagley and Cauley-Stein. Fox is at the point with Hield next to him at the 2. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. Johnson finds Warren. That one falls coming off Johnson's feet.
I always feel like he's around the rim and sniffing out more points. T.J. Warren feeling very much at ease with that quality of a shot.
Now here's Hield. He's coming off a 19-point game against Indiana.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
I was able to talk with Dave Yeager for a minute, and with this team, it's all about getting out in transition and using their team speed. He said, look, if we get a rebound, we got to be off to the races. This has to be a track meet. So we may have a wild one tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated.
Two shots.
Free throw, good, Oubre.
Well, the Kings entering their second full campaign here without DeMarcus Cousins. Did they get equal value in that trade that they made? Probably not, but they have the flexibility, and they've added to this roster with some young talent, and see if they can make some combinations here work to escape the mediocrity that they're in.
And both free throws good for Oubre. And the Kings talked about a culture change as they parted ways with Cousins. Brent, do you see it that way?
Well, DeMarcus Cousins was learning and growing, and the interesting thing you go back to is his relationship with Denver Nuggets coach now, Mike Malone. It seemed like they were on a good path, and then a lot of other things happened around this basketball team. So just trying to clear the air, trying to make things fresh and new. They have the new arena. I think that's helping them along. But now it's incumbent on the front office to deliver with this clean slate they have in front of them.
The 10-footer. And again, it's the Suns missing. Sacramento off to a slow start, searching for their first points of the game and going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
Yeah, and they lost the season series to this squad last time around. Maybe a little extra motivation tonight to show they've improved.
Kings have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Here's Barnes. Basket counts.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Here's Warren. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. For 3, Booker buries it from 3-point range. Booker's got 5 points so far.
That's a nice stroke there from Devin Booker. He is a great shooter from deep.
Fox kicks to Hield. And it's Bagley in the corner. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And 1 for 5 is a tough way to start the game, Kevin. They got to get it going.
Oubre, good.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Timeout is called. First of the game for Sacramento.
Yeah, it's a good time to talk things over. Try to stop what's been a brutal run.
Yeah, he's got to use every device at his disposal at this point, and I think he wants to give other guys a breather right now.
Let's take a look at the players that have been grabbing rebounds in bunches to lead the NBA over the last 10 games. DeAndre Ayton is second.
When it comes to rebounding, it's been a stupendous stretch for him. He's been using his body and strength so effectively.
Booker outside. To the paint. Warren the pass to Johnson. Warren kicks to Johnson. 6 to shoot. Over Fox. Johnson's shot is off. The Kings trail by 10. Fox passes to Bagley. Johnson with the defensive effort.
Well, from our angle, that looked like that was going in. But defense, fantastic how they contested it.
He kicks to Warren. The shot missing.
And forcing the miss there. He just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
And now the Suns, a fast break. A putback.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
They need to stop this run.
You know what, Kev? I think it's time to switch some things up, either by going to your bench or with a different look defensively to disrupt their rhythm.
Puts it up from 12 and off the front iron, and in it goes. Warren's got his second basket. And
the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
Well, entering the league, Devin Booker really had some troubles on the defensive end. So as much as we talk about offensively him trying to get better, on the defensive end he needs to learn how to be in better positions.
So for the Suns, Rashawn Holmes comes in for Oubre, and it's Crawford in for Tyler Johnson. Then for the Kings, Bielitsa comes in for Willie Cauley-Stein, and it's Bogdanovich in for Buddy Hield.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
And how about the leaping ability of Bagley? He gets off the ground with ease to throw that one down.
And with Booker's defense, Brent, still being a work in progress, the advantage is he is still very young.
Well, the coaches have really simplified the game plan on the defensive end. So you do things like jumping ahead of the screen or pushing down the screen and start to corral guys into areas. That's helping Devin Booker establish some more confidence on the defensive end.
The Kings trail by 14. Here's Fox. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Fox just found a little bit of space there, and he burned the defense.
Now Crawford. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Lakers. Holmes kicks to Ayton. Over Bagley. And it's Ayton missing.
And usually that mid-range jumper finds the bottom of the net. The defense has to be more aggressive moving forward.
Yep, it counts.
Well, this is when Fox is at his best. Once he gets a step on the defense, you're pretty much going to read the back of that jersey.
Here's Crawford after the basket by De'Aaron Fox. And looks like the illegal kick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, that's a good call. Just keep arguing with the officials because they change that call all the time. Not.
Here's what Sacramento's going with right now. Kufis checked in for Bagley. Harry Giles comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Burks in for De'Aaron Fox. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
And now look at DeAndre Ayton. He's been dominant over the last month. 3rd in rebounding, 5th in field goal percentage, and he's a defensive ball hawk. You can't let your guard down. Remember, he's 10th in the league in steals per game.
And as you said, one of the league's top 3 rebounders. He has an instinct for how the shot's going to come off that rim. That's special. And the want-to corral it. And the first one drops. Aside from one recent year, we've seen plenty of coaching changes. When teams come up short, do you think that position maybe gets too much blame?
Probably. And coaches know that's exactly what they're in store for once they sign a contract
and
to coach
that
a team.
Kind of money.
Yeah, all of a sudden they know that what happens on the floor, the end result is going to be whether or not I coach this team the next year and the year after and the year after. Interesting cycle of things that happens, though, Kevin, is when changes are made in a front office around the league. Sometimes the managers want to put in a coach where they feel either a little bit more comfortable with or a style of basketball that they're more comfortable with. And sometimes the success on the floor for the coach has no bearing on whether or not he's going to keep his job,
right,
because management would like to see a different product out there. So they become a victim sometimes of upper management movement and sometimes are removed from being the head coach.
Good thoughts. Here's Ayton. Sacramento able to drain the 3. To the paint, Burks with the steal. But he gets it back to the inside. Kufis and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And first time out of the game called for Phoenix.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
Phoenix making some changes. Bridges, he's checked in for Ayton. Troy Daniels comes in for T.J. Warren. And Josh Jackson subbed in for Booker. Crawford with the ball. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Here's Sacramento. They've got a 12-2 run in progress. Here's Burks. It's deflected. Now, here's Bridges. He's tightly guarded.
He looked like he rushed it a bit. The defense wasn't terrible, but still, he's got to knock that down.
It's Bogdanovich on the wing. guarded by Crawford. Bogdanovich against Bridges. That's tipped. Pass to Jackson. Here's Burks. Lays it up and banks it in.
Yeah, that's pretty much a perfect pass, and that's also alliteration.
Jackson passes to Bridges. Pass to Daniels. Here's Jackson. And the layup's good off the glass. Jackson's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, the reach of Josh Jackson helped him out big time there as he's able to secure the offensive rebound.
Bogdanovich against Crawford. Stolen by Jackson. The pass to Crawford. The alley-oop layup, very well done. Now it's a 6-point Suns lead.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Kufis. Burks looking around, and Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Outside, Bogdanovich. Inside, shot clock at 6. Here's Kufis. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Bridges passes to Holmes. Kicks it to Jackson. Passes it to Daniels. Crawford outside. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game. They'll try to put that one behind them.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answers.
This is what happens when you take nothing away defensively. Just too inactive in this game on that end of the floor.
And Rashawn Holmes gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Johnson, he's checked in for the Suns. Buddy Hield, he's checked in for Sacramento.
And the Suns have never won an NBA title. It's amazing for such a proud and storied franchise. Just one trip to the finals since the merger back in 1993. That was when they lost to the Chicago Bulls.
Now here's Bogdanovich. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. And that one, good.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Here is Daniels. Burks covering. Daniels kicks to Holmes. Johnson against Bogdanovich. Fires at the elbow. Kufis grabs the miss. It's stolen by Johnson. Bridges passes to Holmes. Jackson down low. Covered by Hield. Jackson gets the bucket. Jackson's got his second bucket.
Yeah, got to feel good about the way you started this one, guys, as he is making almost everything out there and giving his team a good, solid boost.
Burks can't get it to go.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly. No question he got bumped on that shot.
Phoenix shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Bridges. Bender, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. And then for Sacramento, Willie Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Kufis. And De'Aaron Fox subbed in for Bogdanovich. He's perfect from the line this time.
Well, they depend on him to score, and that doesn't mean just from the field. Sometimes it comes from the charity stripe.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. A pass to Fox. to the paint. Here's Cauley Stein, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
More and more improved floor awareness for De'Aaron Fox.
Johnson outside. Shoots over Fox. And that one released in time, but no good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Suns ahead, up by 4. 2K Sports, back to Phoenix after this. Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in 2017. He's already made an impression on his teammate, Devin Booker.
Josh is an ultra competitor. He has the same mindset, that winning mindset. And, you know, I think that's where it starts, you know, people that actually care about the game. And Josh is definitely one of those guys.
Well, these two have a very bright future.
I mean, between Booker's shooting and Jackson's defensive versatility and potential, that's a duo to watch.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Yeah, so that disruption is helping out because it's leading to some easy chances on the other end.
Ayton is out there with Bridges. Then it's Johnson. Then there's Oubre. And it's Daniels in at the 2. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter. Barnes, he's checked in for Sacramento. The Kings trail by 4. Here's Fox. His last outing, 16 points for him. Offensive rebound. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And really the potential Bagley has is so exciting. Just an absolute menace on both ends. And you can tell he wants to be great. You know, when Marvin Bagley entered the league, there were some questions as to which position would he play. But the versatility he brings is special. He can guard a number of positions, score inside and out, and he is a tremendous rebounder.
He's off on the first. And one thing you can't question about Bagley, Greg, his intensity level.
As competitive as they come, he's ferocious around the rim. Oftentimes, he looks like he wants it more than anybody else on the floor.
And the second free throw, good. Phoenix leading by 3. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, the Kings signed some quality vets last season, but when the losses piled up, they decided to go young. Now, the focus is on development. The veterans still have a role, providing steadying presence on the court and in the locker room. Kevin?
David, it certainly is a balancing act. Thanks for that report. Down low, Bridges with the steal. Johnson up top, guarded by Fox. Now here's Ayton. Tight defense on him. Over Cauley Stein. And that one's good, Ayton. Now it's a 7-point Phoenix lead.
And this is where Ayton does the most damage. Inside, feels like he can score on anyone.
Barnes kicks to Fox. Pass to Bagley. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Barnes. Connects on the 17-footer. Barnes has got his second basket of the game.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
Now here's Johnson. 17 points for him last game against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Well, what helps that out a lot is he got to the free throw line, which was a real game changer. It slowed down the opposition's momentum and made them play to his team style.
Here's Fox after the made shot from Kelly Oubre. Oubre with the steal. On the wing, Daniels. A 3-ball. That one's not going to go. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Their next game is at Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland, taking on the Cavaliers. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Now, here's Bagley. He's coming off a 13-point game against Indiana.
A lot of those plays came off tremendous hustle. He was committed to ripping down as many rebounds as he possibly could in this one.
And the Suns call time here. Brent, we have so much talent in this NBA beyond the superstars of that category. Who are some of your favorite players to watch?
Well, I'm thinking about last season and some of the great storylines that came out. Quinn Cook for the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
Earned a contract as a two-way player. I mean, did an unbelievable job stepping in and playing backup minutes. You know, Dante Exum's late season return to the Utah Jazz and what he did defensively for them in the playoffs. Even a guy like Jared Allen, who had a great year in Brooklyn for the Nets, an opportunity to play at center as a rookie, getting 21 starts. You know, those are the kind of things where you just have aha moments and you want to follow a guy and see how he impacts his ball club as the season moves on.
Great list.
Well, the other one I might put in there, Kevin, is who doesn't love Boban?
We all love him. Plus, he's going to be a movie star.
He's going to be a big star.
He's a big star. Both free throws good from Warren.
And remember, T.J. Warren, he averaged 25 a game his second season at NC State. You want to know his role in the NBA? It's quite simple. A professional scorer.
Now here's Cauley Stein. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana.
And he also controlled the boards. He just seemed to be in the right position every time the ball came off the rim.
Count the basket. And that's now 6 points for Harrison Barnes.
Where was the D on that one? Just too easy.
Johnson kicks to Oubre. Back to Johnson. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side. And the Suns lead by 7.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agility.
Timeout called by the Kings.
Well, the Kings are certainly in full rebuild mode, adding to this roster with a bunch of young talent. Last season, the bottom 3 team in both offense and defense, and a bottom 4 in rebounding. So plenty of room to make strides this year.
And looking at the numbers for De'Aaron Fox, this last month, he has been a real positive for this team. First in assists. And he's as opportunistic as anybody defensively, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in steals per game.
And we're talking about the ultimate competitor here, leading the league in assists, maximizing every possession. He just tears apart a defense. And the Kings looking to develop their young players. Coach Yeager with a deep rotation.
Well, last season it was interesting. If you look at the minutes totals, there was no player that played more than 28 minutes a game. So multitude of players getting tons of opportunities, and they added some veterans in the locker room to try to help those guys along and provide some mentorship.
Barnes outside. Shoots over Oubre. Barnes can't get it to go.
Just wondering why the defense is laying off. Luckily, they didn't pay for their mistake.
And it's time for a look at our rookie leaderboard to see which rookies have been the most dangerous scorers in the league over the last 10 games. DeAndre Ayton, 3rd. And, of course, Marvin Bagley.
Obviously, 2 of the hottest young players in the league right now, guys. I mean, starting to demonstrate the kind of offensive firepower that they can bring to the table.
Now here's Booker. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Ball movement was critical in this game. It did not stick with any one player, so his passing was on point, and he really picked apart the defense.
Good on the bucket.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
The Kings trail by 7. Hield finds Barnes. Down low. Knocked away. Stolen by Warren. Here's Oubre. Second shot opportunity. Ayton. It's in. That's his third field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
A towering presence on the offensive glass. Ayton uses his height well to keep possessions alive.
And it's Heel off the drive. Feeds it to Cauley-Stein. Barnes outside. Down low. Ball's knocked loose. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. Tearaway warm-ups have long been a feature of the NBA. But last season, the new tearaway jerseys, they just kept ripping apart.
The old uniform malfunction, Kevin, last year. Yeah, maybe.
You even had a couple malfunctions, and that was odd.
Well, the tie, bad tie.
Yeah.
I always have bad ties.
No.
I think they're looking back at the material choices for what they're doing. So maybe there'll be some subtle changes into this year. But it was interesting in the early part of last year. A lot of guys with a finger underneath the arm and pulling away a jersey and ripped away. So maybe the supplier will do something about the fabric this year.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
The drive by Booker in the hoop for his third make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
Booker effective that time, close to the basket, taking his time to cash in.
And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's foul number 2 for him.
And they can't afford to be that careless. They need him out there on the floor, so he has to avoid fouling again in this period.
Kufis checked in for Sacramento. Harry Giles comes in for Barnes. And the pass to Bogdanovich. To the middle. Giles kicks to Bogdanovich. Sacramento moving it around. Clock at 6. Here's Fox. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Fox has got his third basket of the night.
The closer that Fox gets inside, the more effective he could say. I guess you could say he's good in the Fox hole.
Passes it to Warren. For 3. Rebound by Bjelica. Bjelica's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Fox. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Jamal Crawford picks one up. The question mark for De'Aaron Fox coming into the league was his jump shot, Brent, and his lone season at Kentucky, 21% from the three-point line. That climbed over 30% as a pro.
Well, hopefully he just has progression as a shooter in the league, and that'll be a major impact on just how far De'Aaron Fox's career goes, and if maybe one time in the Western Conference he'll participate in the All-Star game.
And he knocks down the first one.
Well, the quickness of De'Aaron Fox really is incredible. I got a chance to see John Wall early in his career, and it was the speed that we talked about, but speed can kill. And if De'Aaron Fox can control it, he'll be fantastic at creating opportunities for himself and his teammates.
Second free throw, no good.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
You know, Brent, when you think of Devin Booker, you immediately think scoring. But he's become, as time goes on, an excellent facilitator as well.
Well, I think he's learning to do that, Kevin, because of the playing time that he's getting. And the defenses that he has seen in the early part of his career have been quite unique. You know, 2 out of the first 3 years that he played in the NBA, he's averaging over 20 points. So the passing part of his game, the more feel part of his game, it's coming along nicely.
Alec Burks checked in for Fox. Both free throws good from Booker.
No, there's no doubt that Devin Booker possesses a lot of great talent. The question around the league is, when the team becomes competitive that he's playing with, can he consistently carry the load on his shoulders?
And really nothing like a good old-fashioned throwdown to get a team going.
And Greg, they do need to get going. They wouldn't mind, you know, shaving a couple more points off that lead right away.
Yeah, they should bring out a big razor right now, Kevin. A great start, an aggressive move to show they're not going to lay down.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
Well, the Suns with just 21 wins last season, that's the second worst record in franchise history. This is a very proud franchise. So only their inaugural season as an expansion team in the NBA back in 1969 was worse. Brighter days for the Suns ahead.
Now here's Booker. He's got 9. That's good, and it's his 4th basket of the game. He's a strong 4 for 6.
He's having a night right now. Credit to the shooting touch, helping his team with the lead.
And those 21 wins, not the way the Suns were hoping to celebrate their 50th anniversary.
No, not at all. By scoring margin, it was the worst season that they had in their history. So the games were not all that close. They lost by an average of 9 a game last year.
Yep, that one goes in there.
Beautiful execution from him, building off a great first quarter, looking unstoppable here.
And Bogdanovich kicks to Giles. Over to the left wing. Sacramento again missing.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
There's Jackson with the 3. Good. A nice assist from Booker. Booker's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Well, when Jackson's shooting like this off the pass, I just think he's so much better. Good preparation with the feet that time.
Pass to Holmes. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Now, here's Bogdanovich. He's got 5. Giles. They get it back. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Bridges, he's checked in for Phoenix. Troy Daniels comes in for Jamal Crawford. Frank Mason, he's checked in for Sacramento. Free throw good, Giles. The season now starting to take shape, Brent. We have a better idea of who the real championship contenders might be.
There seem to be a lot of familiar faces, Kevin.
I agree.
Yeah, always.
But that's okay. I like that.
Yeah, I do too, because in the beginning of the year, we have to do those radio shows and make predictions. Some of our predictions are coming true, yes. Thank goodness.
I know. We look smart, don't we?
I don't know about that.
You know you look smart. I don't. You look smart. Now Bogdanovich. After Josh Jackson's three-pointer that didn't go. Knocked loose. Pass to Kufis. Now Burks. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Giles.
Coaching staff high-fiving themselves there, watching that team move the ball around, doing whatever is best for the team.
Now here's Booker. He's got 13. Not enough on that one as it misses. The Kings have gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. The feed to Burks. The shot from the low post is good. Burks has got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Booker the pass to Bridges. There's 1:38 left now here in the second. Daniels kicks to Bridges. Over Giles. Here's Holmes, who's back up, and he lays it up and in.
Pretty ferocious and sheer determination shown on that one. Easy to see why he gets those easy scoring opportunities.
There's the pass to Burks. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And so he hits the technical free throw. A coaching carousel, certainly in Phoenix. This is the 4th different head coach in as many seasons. What does that do, Brent, to a young team?
Well, it's tough for development because if you don't consistently work with the same player development coaches, you might be learning things for an offense that might have to be reset every year. Igor Kokoskov is one of the more ingenious offensive minds in the game. This is why he's got this opportunity in Phoenix. And I look forward with the type of talent that Phoenix has, with how much creativity he can bring to the court, and hope these young players are excited for that opportunity.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Devin Booker is a 20-point-per-game scorer since his 2nd season in the league, and he knows you have to have confidence to be a great shooter. He said, know the work you've put in, trust your game. Just because you miss shots, you can't doubt yourself. They're supposed to fall, and they will if you keep shooting. Kevin?
Next shot mentality for sure. Thanks, D.A. He misses the free throw. And Yogi Ferrell, the undrafted Indiana product, went undrafted after staying all 4 years in Bloomington, but he has shown, Greg, to be a very strong player.
Yeah, and Ferrell is the perfect example of why you give a 4-year player a chance. Knows how to make the most of his time on the floor. I think he could start for a team, maybe be the 6th man, lead the 2nd unit, play off the guard. He is just such a versatile player.
Here is Daniels. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Sacramento, they have made a little more than half their free throws today, 7 of 12.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And the first one at the line is good. And so he hits both. Suns leading by 7. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Johnson. Not a lot of room. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. For Phoenix, they have been at their finest form at the free throw line tonight. 8 attempts, 8 makes.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. 12 seconds left to play here in the half. He kicks it to Daniels. For the 3. That one misses. And so that's the end of the first half. Suns lead by 8. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here by Coach Dave Yeager. Coach, what's the takeaway from the first half, and what changes are needed?
Well, they just lined up and kicked our tails straight up one-on-one in transition. We got to own up. We got to keep the basketball in front of us. So shots are going to fall. We need to make some buckets. That'll help set our defense a little bit.
Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Diesel and the Jet. Welcome to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Devin Booker putting in some incredible work. He had 13 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Sacramento?
I think they're giving this game away because of their turnovers. I mean, you may not control everything that happens out there, but you do control how much you value each possession. I think coming out of the break, they need to be more efficient to close the gap in the score.
That about wraps it up. Time now for the second half of the game. We go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
The streets around this beautiful arena in downtown Phoenix, the home of the Suns. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
And so here's Phoenix. They've led by as many as 14 points. Getting underway here in the second half. Here's the 5 for Dave Yeager. Fox is at the point with Hield next to him at the 2. Down low, it's Bagley and Cauley-Stein. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. And the basket is good. Barnes has got the first points to start out the third quarter for Sacramento.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Exactly. That's the kind of possession, ending with an easy one right at the bucket that you love to get early on. Builds confidence for the entire team.
Oubre, good.
Yeah, that's a smart pass as T.J. Warren does a solid job finding the open man.
The Kings trail by 9. Fox passes to Cauley-Stein. Back to Fox. 6 on the shot clock. That shot no good. Good D by Booker. And De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Suns leading by 9. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Johnson kicks to Warren. Ayton at the elbow.
Fox is so good on the offensive end with his quickness. Why not use it on the defensive end? He did there.
And it's Barnes with the ball for the Sacramento Kings. Dave Yeager in his 3rd season with the Kings. Before that, 9 seasons, Brent, in Memphis, with 3 of those being the Grizzlies head coach.
Yeah, an interesting end to his time in Memphis as things just kind of went awry between him and management. But the personnel decisions is what it came down to. And he has a fresh start in Sacramento with a very young, very energetic team that needs some direction. Maybe Dave Yeager, the guy to get the job done.
Johnson outside. Here's Ayton.
More experience means you have a better understanding of who you're defending. And Cauley-Stein uses his length to bother the shooter that time.
Hield kicks to Fox. Here's Cauley-Stein. It's tipped. They retain possession. And they'll keep possession. Count that one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Suns leading by 5. Johnson with the bounce pass. Kicks it out to Booker. It's good from long range. Booker's got 16.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
You know, DeAndre Ayton, all that height around him. He goes 7 feet, 250 with that 7'5" wingspan and already produces. But still, he shows considerable upside.
And let's take a quick peek at the 2K leaderboard and the steal leaders from the point guard spot for the last 10 games. 5th, De'Aaron Fox.
And with these guys, they are always going to give you an equally outstanding effort at both ends of the floor. I mean, it takes very aggressive defense to put up steal numbers like that.
Well, proactive style of defense is one thing, but using your smarts is another. They've got great anticipation of where that ball is going on any given play. They've read the scouting report.
Oubre with it. Now guarded by Fox for three. Booker. Sacramento grabs the miss. Cauley-Stein's got his 4th rebound in this one. You know, Greg, what amazes me about Ayton, the skill level for someone his size.
I mean, he can put the ball on the floor, really improving as a facilitator. You look at Embiid, you look at Big Cat, Ayton gives you a lot of those similar traits.
Timeout called, the Suns.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset. And let's take a quick look at the numbers for Hield. He's right around 17 points tonight, 4 assists and 3 rebounds. And he's a threat to go off in any game from anywhere.
I love it when guys tap back into that gift. All these guys at some point were that kind of player in their career. Fun to see it show up here.
Now here's Johnson. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Booker with it. Now guarded by Hield. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for the Phoenix Suns. On Thursday, they'll go up against C.J. McCollum and the Portland Trail Blazers. Then on Friday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
In that game against the Spurs, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
Now here's Hield. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Pretty good focus from the young guard there. Under pressure, Fox still scores.
And here is Johnson. Now Warren. On pass to Warren.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Here's Hield. They trail by 6. Pass to Fox. To the inside. Bagley. Good, and a nice assist from Fox. Fox has got his 3rd assist on the night. Phoenix has gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Johnson finds Warren. Oubre with it. Johnson, the pass to Booker. Offline with his 3.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
The Suns making a switch here. Crawford's checked in. The Kings also with the sub. Bielitsa. He checks in for Cauley-Stein. Fox passes to Bagley. There's the dish to Hield. To the left side wing. Fox with it. 9 points in the game so far. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Bagley. Got a hand on it.
Tremendous at anticipating when shots are going up. Ayton is outstanding at protecting the rim.
Oubre, good. The Kings trail by 6. Bagley kicks to Barnes. Pass to Bagley. Poked loose. Here's Crawford. Here's Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
And it's the way Ayton uses his body inside. It's what allows him to get so close to the basket.
The Kings have gone at a pretty good shooting pace. They're 6 of 13 from the field here in the 3rd. Fox dishes to Hield. Pass to Barnes. And Bielitsa has it in the corner. Crawford with the rebound. Phoenix leading by 8. Booker outside. But they recover it.
He enjoys hitting shots in the face of the D, especially when he's near the hoop. Devin Booker with a nice 2 there.
And the Kings shooting 47%, pretty solid. Fox kicks to Hield. Out to the right wing. And the pass to Fox. And the foul called on Jamal Crawford. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Phoenix making some changes. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. Bridges comes in for Kelly Oubre. And Josh Jackson subbed in for Devin Booker. And then for Sacramento, Kufis checked in for Bagley. Alec Burks comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Bogdanovich in for Buddy Hield. Jackson misses.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here's Bogdanovich. 5 points in the game. Jackson drives in, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Bridges. First in free throw shooting, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. No good on the free throw.
And Josh Jackson, the 4th pick in that 2017 draft out of Kansas, a hyper-athletic 6'8", and he's got the handles, I think, to become a terrific slasher in the league.
He hits the second from the line. And Jackson plays with a great motor. He's got some grit in his game.
I mean, he's a competitor. I mean, plays with that chip on both shoulders. But give me a guy who cares. As a coach, better to have guys you need to rein in rather than those you have to kind of force to be aggressive.
The Kings trail by 13. Passes to Bielitsa. Fox against Crawford. And it's Fox with the jam.
When the game starts to slow down for younger players, you know they're starting to feel confident about how they go about their business. Fox with a good decision there.
Now here's Crawford. Lets the 3 fly. Hits it from 3-point range. Crawford's got the lead up to 14 now for the Suns.
And I love the tenacity, guys. He simply can will his way into games at times and exert his presence. And it's clear he's been a little out of control here tonight. The refs clearly have their eyes on him, and that's number 5.
Now here's Burks. He's got 5. Back to Fox. Just 5 to shoot. From deep.
Right now he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
Jackson with it, and Burks picks him up defensively. Bridges misses.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
De'Aaron Fox, another hyper-athletic point guard out of Kentucky. Great size at 6'4". He can impact the game at both ends.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Costa Kufis.
The Suns coach Igor Kukoskov, the NBA's first ever head coach, born and raised outside of North America. He will not be the last, but a great opportunity for Phoenix as this guy's paid his dues. 18 years as an NBA assistant, including 5 early years in Phoenix.
Now Bogdanovich. After Mikal Bridges missing on that last 3-pointer. Bielitsa passes to Burks. Crawford against Fox. A 3 ball. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. And Kukoskov, a pioneer, the first D1 college assistant coach out of Europe, also the first in that role in the NBA.
Yeah, in the NBA, he reached the conference finals 7 times and the finals twice. So he's seen what it takes and what type of competitive environment it is when you reach those elite levels. And in 2004 was on the staff for the Detroit Pistons when they won the NBA title against the Lakers. So been around a lot of winning.
Here's Crawford after the basket by De'Aaron Fox. Crawford looking over the floor, and the foul on Alec Burks. That is his first foul of the game. On the wing, Jackson. Burks covering. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Kicks it to Fox. Pass to Stein. From deep three-point range. Bogdanovich, no luck.
And truth is, though he misses that one, it's a shot he normally makes.
Yeah, he has that kind of range, but maybe not that time the best judgment. You know, Josh Jackson, an interesting prospect for the Phoenix Suns moving forward. A wing player, maybe doesn't quite have a position in the league, but I know his competitiveness certainly does. I remember watching him his first summer in Las Vegas and just staying in the game. It's hard to get guys who are drafted so high to take the summer league seriously. Josh Jackson takes every opportunity to compete that way.
Johnson, he's checked in for Jamal Crawford. And talking about the Jayhawk, Josh Jackson, took him a second to get acclimated, but once he figured it out in the NBA level, he started to become an impact player.
You wonder what the ceiling is for Josh Jackson. It's one thing to be competitive. Now he's trying to look for consistent production on a nightly basis. Steals, blocks, rebounds. That kind of activity will keep him on the floor for some minutes for any coach he plays for.
And here is Bridges following the three from Alec Burks. From 11 feet away, great positioning on the putback. And the Suns lead by 11.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Now here's Burks. 8 points for him. Fox against Johnson. The wide open look here for Fox. And it's Ayton with the rebound.
That's a wide open shot. Sadly, he came up short.
Bogdanovich with it. Bridges covering. And Fox gets it to go. Fox has got 9 points here in the second half.
De'Aaron Fox having one of those nights where he's feeling it.
Jackson against Burks. That one falls.
No defender is going to have a shot against that kind of play. He's just too tall to stop that close to the rim.
And so it's Burks bringing it up now for Sacramento. They trail by 11. And stolen by Ayton. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Chalk up 2 there. Holmes got 4 points this quarter.
And Jackson just sharing the rock there with the teammate. Make the simple play.
Sacramento's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Burks kicks to Bielitsa. 17 seconds left to play here in the third.
Oh, power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. Fox against Johnson. Here's Jackson. Again, Phoenix.
Wanting to become more consistent as a threat, especially from the mid-range. Nice to see Josh knock that down.
And so it's Phoenix. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've kept the tempo quick and the defense on its heels. And it's gotten them up big. We'll return shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Well, there's a way to break down the defense with the handle, but you can do it with the pass. Prime example of that right there.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. The Kings trail by 13. We've got Rashawn Holmes, T.J. Warren out there with Bridges, and there's Jackson, and it's Johnson in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Suns. Now here's Hield. Pass to Bagley. 6 to shoot. Here's Barnes. It's hauled in by the Suns. Holmes got his 6th rebound on the night. Jackson drives in. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Jackson's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Suns. Kings shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Here's Cauley Stein, and Cauley Stein throws it down.
Well, that's good teammate stuff right there. Looking for your guys. Buddy Hield has a strong feel for when to give it up.
Johnson against Fox. Johnson kicks to Warren. Dishes it to Bridges. Over Barnes. Good D by Barnes.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
And that's a foul called on T.J. Warren. That's his third foul of the game. Phoenix making some changes. Oubre's checked in for Bridges. And it's Devin Booker in for Jackson.
Ooh, the D did just enough to keep him from scoring. Thought that was in for sure.
And Booker kicks to Johnson. Back to Booker. It's stolen by Hield. Here's the break. And here we go. And the shot is good. The Phoenix lead has been cut to just 11 on the basket from Barnes. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Johnson can't hit. For Sacramento, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Lets a floater go, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more. And the Kings not just rebuilding the roster, Brent, but also the franchise's reputation.
Well, agents and executives in the past year have been a little frustrated with the fickle leadership coming from the Sacramento Kings.
One shot.
You know, eventually those perceptions matter.
The free throw off from Barnes.
What's the saying? If you're going to lose big. A lot of teams adopting that strategy again last season, the final year before the lottery odds are going through some new machinations and a bit of a change. The Suns, though, they kind of took the cake last year and ended up with the #1 pick.
The Kings trail by 9. Hield outside. Unloads from 13. They get it back. Bagley, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And it's the fearlessness of Bagley that earns him these calls. Plays with such ferocity.
First free throw is good. And the Suns, all those draft picks, bringing in some help. And Brent, they needed it.
Yeah, they're going to need that help quickly in order to compete. But with a new coach and a new language down there, it's going to be interesting how much both the front office, the coaching staff, and these players latch on to a new path for the Suns to get themselves competitive as quickly as possible.
And the Suns call time.
And they've let things get out of hand. Good time to reconvene.
They're just on the wrong end right now of a big run, and they need to plan how they're going to shift the momentum of the game.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Igor Kokoshkov coaching his team during the break. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
Now here's Johnson. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Cauley Stein. And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early. And just one more will put him over the limit.
Booker against Hield. He dishes it to Fox. Goes up to the stripe.
And the shooting percentage, it's taken a dip in this second half.
Suns leading by 7. Here's Oubre. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought.
Well, in the rebounding game, at least, it's been a strong physical performance for him. Yeah, that one put him over the limit. And it's so early that if they're not careful, this could turn into a parade at the free throw line.
Well, you wonder how much of the Kings' scoring struggles are really self-inflicted. Either guys sped up on possessions or trying to make too much happen on their own. Last season, the league's third best shooting percentage from long range, but they were bottom 3 in terms of their three-point attempts.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Now, here's Fox. And the Kings last season playing the league's slowest pace. Brent, does that surprise you given their youth and athleticism?
Well, it does if I look at their draft pick in De'Aaron Fox, who might be one of the fastest players in the game. So maybe something that they address this year is trying to speed up play just a little bit. It's a no-brainer to get Fox out in the open court.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one misses. Phoenix leading by 7. And Warren, here we go. You know, T.J. Warren is a great scorer. However, many of those buckets he puts in do not include, Brent, the 3-ball.
No, he plays in the mid-range game. Once he gets to certain spots in the mid-range and gets his feet set, he's going to end up scoring 2 points. So off-balance runners, he gets fouled. Just really has a nose for scoring the ball.
And he makes both free throws.
Well, T.J. Warren believes he can score, and he's done it a lot. Every year he ups the ante and wants to add more to his game. Defensively, maybe a little more focused.
The drive by Booker. It's good. And the Suns lead by 11.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
Well, collectively, they've done it tonight here. A passionate performance from the squad.
Hield kicks to Bagley. And that one goes long. And it's Warren with the ball for the Suns. Here's Booker. Barnes grabs the miss. Barnes has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Booker against Hield. The pass to Bagley. And here is Fox. 6 to shoot. He kicks to Bagley. Over Johnson, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off his shot. 24-second violation. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for Phoenix. Suns leading by 11. Passes it to Warren. Crawford against Fox. And De'Aaron Fox gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Ayton, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Fox against Warren. Kicks to Oubre. 5 to shoot. Crawford outside. Bangs home the trifecta.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
The Kings trail by 14. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Barnes outside. Now Cauley-Stein. Can they get it? And the layup is good.
Taking contact on the way up. Cauley-Stein going through it that time.
Crawford against Fox. Crawford left side. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Rejected by Booker. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Booker. Fox with it. Hield outside. Inside, and so the Suns with another turnover. Here's Oubre, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Oh, that's a terrific pass. Ayton, with the advanced skill level, he's just going to get better with time.
And Phoenix making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Free throw, no good for Oubre. The Kings trail by 14. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
I just think he was completely focused there of making his way through contact to score the ball.
Bender, he's checked in for the Suns. Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for Bender.
One shot, gentlemen.
Willie Cauley-Stein, the 6th overall pick back in 2015. Brent, how do you evaluate his progress as an NBA player?
Well, I think it's been a tough situation in Sacramento with so much changeover in personnel, a coaching change as well. He's still pretty raw offensively. He was drafted out of Kentucky as a defensive player, and that's so far where mostly his impact has been felt.
And here is Hield after Devin Booker getting his shot to go from deep. Feeds to Fox. Trying to get open is Hield. And there's Fox. That's good on the assist from Cauley-Stein.
Pretty much all you can do on defense there. De'Aaron Fox, great poise in the painted area.
Holmes finds Booker. Here's Ayton. No good. Shot missing. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. And there's the call on DeAndre Ayton. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2. Greg, as we know, Buddy Hield, a Wooden Award winner at Oklahoma.
I mean, he grew from nothing. His words in the Bahamas.
Gentlemen,
his first hoop, a Crady nailed to some plywood. Couldn't even afford the nails. Had to find those. So from there to here, what an incredible journey.
He's off on the first.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
Good on the second free throw.
Well, Buddy Hield, not the biggest or most athletic player that's on the floor, but his work ethic is undeniable. He is a total gym rat. At Oklahoma, they had to lock up the balls. Otherwise, the guy would stay there all day long and all night.
Now, here's Oubre. Johnson can't hit. And now, the fast break. Fox with the ball. Yep, it goes in, and the Suns' lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Barnes.
Out quickly, then the beautiful execution. You can't do it any better.
There's running the floor, and then there's running the floor with purpose. And I love the energy on this play.
The Suns making a switch here. Bridges checks in. The Kings trail by 9. And Hield grew up in the Bahamas. The story goes they didn't have a court until he turned 12. So he built hoops out of whatever he could find.
Yeah, and whatever he found consisted of milk crates or bicycle rims that had rusted up, and he'd nail them up and shoot every shot he could at them, and they would get torn down, and he'd rebuild them again and again. He's shown that same determination in building up his game at the NBA level.
Now, here's Bridges after the miss from Buddy Hield. Johnson dishes to Ayton. Johnson with it. Out defended by Cauley-Stein. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. 6 points for Johnson.
I like how Johnson gets into the post. Good at executing in the paint that time.
Hield outside. Shoots from 12. That's in, and the Suns' lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from Barnes.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Johnson, the pass to Booker. There's the dish to Ayton. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
And he's just bullying his way around the paint. Ayton with those broad shoulders and that great strength.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DeAndre Ayton.
And guys, his value has really come into play at the defensive end. So disruptive as a lockdown defender, forcing all those turnovers. Player of the game almost always goes to someone for their offense, but his D has been the big factor here tonight.
He doesn't take over games like this very much, but it's always possible. And when he does, here at home, these fans love it. Now, here's Oubre. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. 6 on the shot clock. Bridges kicks to Ayton. And here's Booker from the arc. Bangs home the trifecta. Booker's got 8 points in the quarter.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Now here's Booker. Harrison Barnes missing his last shot. And the call will be against Marvin Bagley. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Sacramento on defense. It's a 14-point game. Tries it from 19. They get it again. Ayton, the pass to Booker. Misses the 3. And for Sacramento, they're shooting 47%, pretty solid. The kick out to Barnes. Barnes with another miss. Suns leading by 14. Johnson outside. He can't get that one to fall.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good.
Quietly, Buddy Hield has had some good moments in the NBA thus far. I know coming in, a lot of attention as a high draft choice, but his offensive game and the players around him, as they get better, are helping Buddy Hield out.
Richaun Holmes, he's checked in for the Suns. And Booker kicks to Ayton. Johnson outside. Booker in the corner. And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for Phoenix.
They simply ran him off the court.
They set the pace, and their transition game was executed flawlessly.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And a lot of players tonight helped contribute to this performance, but in particular, a real good game it was for DeAndre Ayton.
I like his aggressiveness here tonight, especially on the glass. He was not messing around.
And he can't get the first one.
Tyler Johnson, the 6'4" combo guard out of Fresno State, very lightly recruited out of high school and undrafted in 2014. He has just had doubters every step of the way and proved them wrong.
The Suns making a switch here. Holmes checked in. And he's good on the second. Well, think about Tyler Johnson, Brent, overcoming the doubts. His 4-year, $50 million contract in 2016 was widely questioned around the NBA.
Yeah, there are a lot of contracts in that summer that are questionable just because of the timing of the salary cap bump. But Brooklyn had signed him as a restricted free agent. The Heat matched, and Tyler Johnson just looking forward to going out and making himself a better player. That's his job.
Here's Barnes. Devin Booker picking up that last basket. Cauley Stein trying to free himself up. Barnes can't get it to go. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
That's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender.
Johnson kicks to Booker. Clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Suns lead by 17.
Running up the score, showing no mercy.
Well, you want to close the door on any type of comeback effort. This has been a vault. Ka-ching.
You're right.
Yeah, that's a bad move there. Stops the clock and puts the other side on the line.
Two shots.
Free throw drops for Heel. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Here's Booker. And so it's Phoenix easily grabbing this one. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. And once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jamal, how did you guys get this win tonight?
We have good players. We have a good coach. I mean, he put us in good positions to succeed. Our players play for each other. We don't care about who scores, and we're a real team.
Yeah, there was a lot of flow out there tonight. Congrats again. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time.